This is Action News reporting live from New Delhi, India. When you're a hard-driving XCOM trooper, you don't get much chance to relax, so we were fortunate to get these fine young people to pose for our Action News crew in their shiny armor. Enough to make you want to run off and sign up, isn't it? Days like this are more typical. Captain Dietrich, could you spare a few words for our viewers?
Not now. We're up to our armpits in UFOs. There's a base in Africa that could have opened up a used UFO lot by now for all we know, and when we last heard from the US, they sent us a message telling us to bug off, and a tape called America's Funniest Abductions. I've got a tough group of guys, but the only way we've survived is knowing what to choose and what to lose.
Thank you, Captain. And speaking of weapons, now a word from our sponsor, Worldwide Arms.
There are many factors to bear in mind when deciding what weapons to take along. And here at Worldwide Arms, we can provide the discriminating soldier with weapons for every occasion. At first, looking at these three guns, it would seem that the heavy plasma gun wins hands down because it's tops in both accuracy and damage. But that ignores the extra TUs spent both to fire the heavy plasma and to carry it. As time passes and each combat becomes more harried, every TU becomes precious. Examine the TU costs for each of these weapons, particularly the TU costs for auto-fire. One of the vital aspects of XCOM is learning to use time effectively. The accuracy of the heavy plasma is greater at each setting, but it will take longer to fire, and auto-fire is where it's at for our troops. These three pictures show the actual TUs a soldier would spend firing each weapon. The soldier in our example has 77 TUs if he does nothing else but shoot. That works out to 4 rounds of auto-fire from the laser pistol, and 2 rounds of auto-fire and 1 snapshot from both the laser rifle and the heavy plasma gun. However, using the laser rifle, that soldier would have 6 TUs left to duck behind a corner or get out of the way. That doesn't include the smaller loads each soldier has to carry when lugging a heavy plasma. As with most decisions in XCOM, there's always one more thing to consider. Anytime a rifle or pistol goes into combat, it will use a clip, even if it doesn't fire. On the other hand, only 3 heavy plasma blasts are needed to shoot through most interior walls in a UFO. Worldwide Arms recommends using laser pistols as a sidearm for troops carrying heavy weapons. Use heavy plasma guns as support weapons for your stronger soldiers, and the rest, especially rookies, will feel right at home with laser rifles.
Action News back reporting live again from New Delhi. When it comes to personal protection, one suit fits all occasions, the flying suit. Captain Dietrich has made their use mandatory. As you can see from these figures, it provides the maximum protection allowed by law. You can get hit from the front by a heavy plasma gun and still be around to talk about it. Not only does the flying suit increase mobility, it enhances survival in less obvious ways. Just for our viewing audience, this trooper hovered over the detonation point for an alien grenade. The grenade was located on the 2nd floor of this barn, only 2 levels below him. Here he is, and not a scratch on him. There was one incident during the filming of this report. While getting ready to enter a UFO, we got a little surprise in the form of 2 alien grenades which were lobbed at us by rude beings inside. The only person injured was Captain Dietrich, who was standing just to the right of the UFO's door in this photo. This was fortunate since it allowed us to show you, our audience, the wonders of medkits. After some initial reticence, Captain Dietrich was kind enough to let us film the extent of his injuries. In addition to its medical uses, medkits can be sold for a profit on the open market. While not the best item to make for profit, they are an early leader in that role. Here we see the actual medkit used by our corpsmen. When used on a patient, medics will see a screen similar to this one. All injured areas are clearly shown in red. Captain Dietrich seems to have sustained damage to his right leg. Let's watch as the medic diagnoses the problem. What a shame! Captain Dietrich appears to have 2 fatal wounds in his leg. Tell us, Captain, how do you feel? Captain? It appears the good captain has become